Imagine waking up one day, and the person you've known your entire life, your own brother, is suddenly a complete stranger. He looks like him, he talks like him, but deep down, you know he's not him. What would you do? Would you call for help? Or would you start to wonder if you're the one losing your mind? Today, we're diving into the dark, mind-bending world of Forgotten. But before we peel back the layers of this psychological nightmare, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the Mr. A Stories community, because we uncover the stories that haunt your dreams. The story follows Jin Seok, a young man who moves into a new house with his family, his father, his mother, and his older, perfect brother, Yoo Seok. Everything seems normal, except for a locked room that belonged to the previous owner. Jin Seok keeps hearing strange, scratching noises coming from behind that door, but his family brushes it off. One rainy night, disaster strikes. Jin Seok watches in terror as his brother is abducted by a group of men and dragged into a van. It's the most traumatic moment of his life. But then, 19 days later, Yoo Seok returns. He remembers nothing about his kidnapping. But Jin Seok starts noticing small things, a limp that wasn't there before, a different way of holding a pen, and a cold, calculating look in his brother's eyes. Jin Seok becomes convinced the person standing in his house is an imposter. Jin Seok's paranoia grows. He tries to tell his parents, but they seem to be acting strange too. He feels like a prisoner in his own home. He tries to escape, he tries to investigate, but every time he gets close to the truth, the reality shifts under his feet. Is he being gaslit by his own family? Or is there something much more sinister at play? Jin Seok is trapped in a web of lies, and his own reality is crumbling. But the truth is far darker than he could have ever imagined. To find out what's really inside that locked room and why his brother was replaced, you need to stay tuned for part 2. If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to join the Mr. A Stories family. Subscribe now so you don't miss the shocking conclusion of this mystery. Jin Seok questioning his own sanity. But here's the kicker: the truth isn't just about a kidnapping, it's about a tragedy so deep that it completely shattered the concept of home. If you haven't subscribed yet to Mr. A Stories, do it now. You won't want to miss how this psychological puzzle finally clicks into place. Jin Seok finally escapes and goes to the police, but he receives the shock of his life. He discovers that the year isn't 1997, as he believed, but 2017. He isn't a student anymore, he is a grown man. The people he thought were his parents, they're actually hired actors. The house is a carefully constructed set. We learn the tragic reality. Years ago, Jin Seok was the sole survivor of a gruesome family murder robbery. He had repressed the memory so deeply that he lived in a state of constant trauma. The brother, Yoo Seok, is actually the survivor of the same event, and he spent years planning this elaborate, twisted scenario to force Jin Seok to remember who actually killed their family. The imposter brother wanted the truth, but the method he chose, forcing Jin Seok through this psychological torture, was a descent into madness. The roles of victim and perpetrator become blurred. In a final, heartbreaking confrontation, we see that both brothers are victims of a past that refused to stay buried. The cycle of trauma didn't just haunt them, it destroyed their humanity. The film ends not with a victory, but with a realization that some memories are better left forgotten, while others will haunt you until you finally face them. It's a masterclass in suspense that leaves you questioning everything you just saw. What would you do if your entire life was a lie designed to make you remember a tragedy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If this story left you questioning your own reality, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to Mr. A Stories for more dark, twisty deep dives. See you in the next one.